Ladies and gentlemen, the next Grow Garden update is approaching us very quickly, and we already have a ton of leaks for it. Some of these leaks are coming at us very early, which I am going to say with this next update, there's a very good chance we'll be seeing a brand new feature added to the already trading system that we have inside of the game, and it's going to literally change the game forever. As you probably read by the title and thumbnail, they are finally adding trading seeds, and that is going to be a very huge factor in this update. In this video, we're also going to go over a lot of other highly requested things from players that is very likely to come in this brand new update, as well as stuff that you guys have personally suggested and want me to make a video on. So all of that will be covered, and I just fell off the map. Great. If you guys haven't already actually ever traded with anyone inside the game, one thing you'll find out very quickly is, well, I actually need someone to experiment this with. Ocean Cute. I don't know how you find the Ocean Cute, but can you please trade me so I can show the viewers? But as you guys can see, when you click the plus button, there's only two things you can actually trade here. One, fruits, which literally is stuff that you've actually already harvested, such as this guy right here. Like, for example, I want to give him that Bone Blossom Transcendent with like every single mutation in the game. Also, if y'all want it, just go ahead, subscribe, but the other thing you can trade are pets, and that is just any type of pet inside the game. So it's a pretty cool feature, and honestly, a lot of people have been happy with it. Now, however, the problem is that you actually can't trade seeds. This guy can't give me seeds, and I can't give him seeds. I can also give him shekels, so let's go ahead and give him like 1 QA shekels. This guy's getting stacked, bro. Here you go, my friend. No, I don't want your Ember Lilies, bro. Just please accept the trade. Oh my god, dude, you better stop adding in apples. Just, oh my god, I'm about to decline the trade, bro. Please, bro. Oh my gosh, why is this guy refusing to press the accept button? Take it, the Bone Blossom. There we go, finally. But Ocean Q, as you can see, we cannot trade seeds. But what if I told you that in this update, you'll finally have a very good chance at obtaining your own first Bone Blossom seed? Yes, it will be possible within the brand new next update, as long as, it comes out in the next one. You're going to see why I'm saying that in a second. But you'll basically be able to directly trade for these Bone Blossom seeds. Currently, I have 6 sitting inside of my inventory, so if I wanted to, I could trade these. Same can be said about every single prismatic seed in the game. As you know, the developers gave out a lot of these on the last weekend's admin abuse, and I am going to go more into detail about that as well. But where am I getting this information from? This thing I'm showing you guys right here is a Discord server with all kinds of leaks. Now, these were all posted before the brand new update, such as the green bean. As you can see, this was posted on Friday, a day before the update actually came out. And as I scroll, as you can see, everything that got added in the newest update was leaked, such as the pet achievements and commons, uncommons, all of that stuff. Now, if I scroll a lot further down, you can see the pet incubators too. But if you scroll all the way past this trash, boom, whatever, this stuff is old, I believe. Look, you even have the brain rot conveyor, bro. They even had those leaks. But right here, as you can see, we got this leak, and this was actually posted on Saturday. So this was added into the game files after the newest update. And as you can see, they said seed trading. Yes, seed trading has been implemented in game. There is no more speculation. It is 100% confirmed. It even has its own GUI, which basically means graphics UI, basically like it exists in the game stuff, and it is absolutely abundantly clear you will be able to trade packaged seeds, presumably using the boxing machines. Here is how it will most likely work. So you basically get a boxing machine. No idea how. Now, we don't know what a boxing machine is exactly, but you put it in your garden and submit it as a seed that you want to trade. And then you claim it after an hour, and then you are able to trade the packaged seed. No, I don't know when it will be added. I just know it is confirmed. Maybe next week or in 2 weeks. I have no idea. I have no idea if you'll be able to trade super seeds or if there are any other limitations. Now, to get this straight off, if they were to ever actually add limitations, it would not be for stuff that is super basic, such as these Bone Blossom seeds, they would probably want you to be able to trade them. If you go inside the garden guide and you actually look in here, they added this so that way you can know what seeds are inside of the game, whether they are limited, what the best version you have is, and how many you have planted as well as harvested. Now, if I go all the way down to the bone blossom, you'll see it's a little bit different. It gives you the rarity, and it gives you the harvest type, and it even gives you the source saying it's an event exclusive, meaning, I mean, who knows? It could possibly come back to being obtainable normally, or it could be tradable. The packaged seeds will most likely be obtainable from the gear shop, where you'll basically probably have like, oh wait, there's a cleansing pet chart, let me get that. But it'll probably be like a prismatic, you know, you can buy it. I would assume it is going to cost a lot, probably even more than the Grandmaster Sprinkler. And then you can place it down into your garden, similar to kind of an incubation machine, and then give it a seed. And then when that seed is done, after an hour, it'll be packaged and you'll be allowed to trade it. I think, honestly, that is a very cool concept. It adds into the gardening structure of the game. You know, let's imagine having an actual farm and you want to go sell people your crops. You're going to package it first and then send it to people. So it kind of makes sense. At least to me, it does. Thank you for liking my garden, Ocean Cute. You're the best. And the people who have leaked this are absolutely legit. Like, these guys have been accurate with their leaks, and they will actually tell you if something is planned to actually come into the game or if it's just added to the files. With this being a GUI, that means it's literally quite likely already in the game. The only thing they have to do is just implement the system, and usually that takes the developers around a week or two to do so. As you know, Jandel even announced the new era of Grow Garden, the Grow Garden method era, basically saying that, you know, he will basically have weekly events be lessened of, and that he's gonna add more stuff into the game, and basically adding more depth into player farms, such as the incubator machine, which we got in this update. We got the fertilizer in the last update. Depth in the farm, meta mechanics, more methods, Easter eggs, and discoveries. We haven't really received that yet, so it's very likely that will come. And honestly, this is probably the only thing out of this entire list that actually has not came yet. But the developers have even said they're constantly looking at suggestions, and back a few weeks ago, they basically promised us, saying that they will allow us to vote for what we want the next update to be in terms of events or features that they add. So there's a good chance they've added it into the game already in order to make it kind of a poll type of system where we will get to vote whether or not we want trading seeds. And honestly, I think it's a very good feature. However, the only risk that comes with it is duping, because you could only imagine what is going to happen if people dupe bone blossoms. So if the developers do evaluate what they're adding in properly, I think it's going to be the coolest feature by far, and it will change the game a lot for sure. And with us having so many prismatic seeds coming in from the last few admin events, I mean, they restocked all the prismatics like 50 times, bro. So I know for a fact a lot of you guys have like a billion beanstalks. For me personally, I have 16 of them, and I didn't even attend the admin restock because, well, I was sleeping. Yes, I like my sleep, okay? Here's also a concept they've gone ahead and done. Would look like this, if I'm led to believe is correct. And as you can see, this is the UI. This is what it will look like inside your inventory. It'll basically see seed, and then it'll tell you what the seed is, which is the bone blossom, of course, because, you know, it is transcendent. This also opens the possibility for a lot more things. Like, I'm not gonna say that this is only gonna apply to seed trading, because it's not. There's actually a very good chance that this even adds on to the gear shop, bro. Like, imagine you could trade master sprinklers, godly sprinklers, and all that stuff. There is a very good possibility that will be implemented into the game. The thing that leads me to strongly say that is actually something they added in the Guardian Guide, aka the core pets. And as you know, one of the achievements for completing the divine section is gold lollipops, which give your pets, I believe, I want to say 25 levels instantly, or 10, something like that. And honestly, those are very hard to get, and there is a limit to how many you can have in your inventory, which is more than the amount that achievement gives you. So there's a good chance that, you know, this could be something that becomes tradable later on down the line. Now, this very highly recommended suggestion, which has actually gained so much popularity in the last 24 hours, is very good, and I feel like the developers should definitely consider. In the Starboard channel on the Grow Garden Discord server, This guy named Roger posted this saying, in admin abuse, when you miss an admin abuse, you can click yes. Then you can choose what admin abuse you want to play. Then it teleports you to a 1-player max lobby, and then the admin abuse that you played starts to happen, and all of the restocks also happen. And if you take a look at the picture, it says, hello, it seems like you have missed an admin abuse. Would you like to have it play only for you? This actually works perfectly well for me because I sleep through the admin abuses, and although I leave my PC on to actually stay in the game and kind of receive all of the mutations and stuff, sometimes it doesn't work. And actually most of the times, because they end up restarting the servers, I get kicked out the game, blah blah blah. But imagine you had one possible attempt, a guy who stands next to your garden, and let's just say he can be there for the next like 12 hours of an admin abuse happening. And I'm talking about only the major admin abuses, so the ones that happen on update days, and none of the other ones, because I feel like you should have to be there for those to get those. But a guy who stands here for 12 hours past the update, and if you have not actually participated in an admin abuse, or you got disconnected in the middle of one because Roblox is crashing, then you have the opportunity to have it play for you, meaning you get the restocks, you get the mutations, you get the fun of it. I mean, the newest admin abuse seems so fun, bro. They added so many things. Like, you got literally like 5 admin pets, which this is one of them, the apple Giselle or Gazzle, whatever. Fruits that have apple in the name have a 4% chance to duplicate when collected. Like, what? And then sugar apples have a 2% chance to apply the warp mutation to a random fruit. Like, hello, bro. I feel like it would be really cool to have this feature added to the game. And keep in mind, this has gotten over 1,400 likes in just 24 hours. So it's very popular right now. Probably the #1 suggestion. This next suggestion is something you've actually might have seen on YouTube, because this has also been growing in popularity, probably the second most popular thing, and it involves this guy right here, Mr. Sammy. Or not Scammy Sammy, I'm just talking about the normal Sam, this guy who's standing right here selling us all of these seeds. Well, what if I told you you could hire him? Yes, I'm not even joking, bro. People are suggesting that you can make this guy an actual slave to your garden and he will work for you. A lot of people have been suggesting this, a worker shop where you can actually buy different types of characters and have them help you in your garden in different variety of ways, such as Sam, which waters your plants when needed. And so this guy will basically ensure that stuff grows pretty quickly. I think it's a little mini nice feature. And shout out to Anna's for making this thing, by the way. But Steven, on the other hand, who I believe is the guy you sell to, has a 35 chance to prevent players from stealing. And I think that is very cool, because right now stealing has been a problem in the game literally for as long as I remember. In my last video, I got a plant that was literally the biggest plant I've ever seen in my life stolen. And so I'm not gonna lie, bro, I've gotten PTSD from that, and I'm afraid to going back into those public servers because those kids could steal my plants with just 30 Robux, bro. And that has also led me to suggest in previous videos basically a locking mechanism. A lot of people think the favorite tool prevents other players from collecting your stuff, but no, the favorite tool, what it actually does is only prevents you from accidentally taking your own stuff. So it will not prevent people from stealing your things. I think that's something that's been very misinterpreted inside of the game. So I think it'd be really cool if we had something inside the game that kind of prevented people from stealing it. Because look at this princess thorn, bro. Look at how small it is. This guy was so big. I'm talking like it could definitely reach way past that island up there. And now, bro, is like, it's so small. Another very honorable suggestion is this one right here by my boy John. And as you can see, he basically came up with this little fantasy chest we got going on right here, and it basically is just its own theme, right? So it could be its own update, and it has the goblin shroom, the umbral bloom, the thorn veal, the aura berry, the griffin pet, as well as the soul luna and the phoenix pet. So kind of a chest, or well, it is a chest, and it has the variety of plants and pets. And I think this one looks very cool because this guy went ahead and put in the effort to make every single one of these, and he just dumped them all into one fantasy chest. So I think it's very cool. and it's definitely a very honorable mention in this video. I think it'd be really nice to have them. And something that I hope that they add inside future updates is possibly a type of event where you actually have like the need to spend more shekels. As you guys know, the current economy of this game is basically influx with shekels. I have 400 quintillion shekels, meaning like I'm never gonna run out for the next billion years. If everything was in the stock 1,000 times, I could afford it every single time. And like that is just, I think, a little bit ridiculous, because back then you used to actually have a need to get shekels. They're kind of removing that purpose, which I don't feel too good about. Obviously, they've tried a lot of things to combat them, but I think the one single-handedly most important way to combat this is just by making stuff very expensive. Or maybe make stuff based off of the amount of coins that you have. I think it would be very cool to have. Now, it doesn't have to be for everything, primarily stuff that is more rare. Like, I know currently the giant up there like triples in price every time you want to restock him, which I think is very cool. That's definitely something needed. But once again, people know when to stop on that thing, so it doesn't fully stop this problem. But let me know what you think of seed trading. I'm honestly so excited if I can be able to trade for more Bone Blossom seeds, or even trade the ones I currently have out away, which I think would be so cool. It's definitely something a lot of people thought we were getting with trading when it first came out, but obviously that didn't happen. There's a good chance that didn't happen because the developers wanted to see if trading works without any kind of duping, and I think it has done a pretty good job. So who knows, it could definitely be in the game within the next update or two. But let me know what you think about it. If you want a Bone Blossom seed when the next update comes out, go ahead and watch this video on the screen right here. I went ahead and actually handpicked it for you because I genuinely think you're going to enjoy this one a lot more. So hurry up and pick it. I would very much appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!